Welcome to round 2. We would certainly like to play first, and this is perfect. Bunch of removal spells, Lobber Crew, turn 1 Rakdos Cackler, and of course the uh, synergy between Lobber Crew and those two here. Yeah, should be pretty good. Let's start with a mountain into this bad boy here. I wonder which colors our opponent is playing. Let's hope he doesn't come out the gate swinging here. Alright, let's play a good gate. Bash him for 2. Hope he doesn't have a turn 2 play either, because we will certainly have a turn 3 play. And the more damage we deal with the Rakdos Cackler, the better. Oh, look at that. The reason I'm not gonna play this thing now is because, it is also a... I could play now Bash for 4, but I think playing Lobber Crew now is gonna be better. I could play a Lobber Crew and start pinging him, dealing a bunch of damage with this thing while taking out blockers, and this thing will even cause the Lobber Crew to untap, so I think that should be okay. Let's attack. Play Lobber Crew. So now we have all multicolored cards in our hand, which should be pretty good news for the Lobber Crew. Let's hope he doesn't play anything right now, but I'm thinking he will. Ooh, arrest, yeah. That is unfortunate because we have a lot of multicolored here, but oh well. I guess he realized that. Either way, we are dealing 4 damage per turn here, and we will keep doing that for the foreseeable future, I think, since we have a couple Ogre Sprees. Let's hope he doesn't have something like an Eyes in Disguise. That would be annoying. Alright. Made a news. Ooh, a Lobber Crew. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and, at this point, we're not missing out on much. I mean, it's better this way. We get to keep dealing 4 damage per turn to his face, and eventually we may be able to get some value out of this Lobber Crew here. See what else he's got. Alright, Celestia Key Rune. That is certainly interesting. Let's bash with both. If he does not activate his Key Rune, we will just play a Lobber Crew and say go, but he probably will, right? So let's just do this. Man, every time I see one of these triggers here go unused, I cry a little bit inside. So I think next turn we are probably just playing the Lobber Crew, since at this point we will get to deal 4 damage with it pretty quickly. Alright, Stealer of Secrets. So let's go ahead and bash him. I think I actually do like playing Lobber Crew here. Oh, does he have a combat trick? He may. Alright, that's interesting. So he takes 2, but by playing Lobber Crew now I get to kill him next turn, since I do have a couple of multicolored cards in my hand. He will get to draw an extra card, but that's okay. And if he does, maybe he will just leave his guy back, but I don't think at this point he can afford to do that. He has to draw into answers to my Lobber Crew here anyway. He can draw a card. So it isn't another arrest or any sort of other removal spell here. I mean, he has to play a creature, right? Ooh, sure. Yeah, that is annoying. Alright, Phantom General. So, I guess there's no reason for us not to play this thing. I'm gonna play it, but I'm not going to unleash it since I do want to block the Stealer of Secrets. And then he will be dead next turn anyway, which means that he still has to find an answer to the Lobber Crew. Man, look at that! I got 2 Lobber Crews and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multicolored spells. That's what I call a hand. Inaction Injunction. Let's deal 1 here. See what he draws into. Definitely blocking his Stealer of Secrets. Maybe he would just concede. Let's see. Does he have any sort of life gain spell or something like that? Ooh, security blockade. Yeah, that's annoying. Let's go ahead and play the imp then. Which means you again have to find something here. Because then, yeah, well, he still has 1 extra turn to go here, but alright, he just conceded. He even managed to put up a very good fight considering my impressive start here. Ooh, would have drawn into an explosive impact here. Nice. So, what do we bring in against him? I don't think we have anything. No need to bring in Cremate. Mind Rot maybe. Yeah, but I would rather not make my deck less consistent because right now it is pretty good, I would say. So let's just okay, I think I would not like to mold this hand. We got to play this thing turn 2 and we have Street Spasm. We definitely need, swamps, but at this point I think I can be okay. This hand is not as aggressive as the one before. Ooh, Rakdos a good gate. This just made this hand a lot better, especially on turn 1. Alright, so we get to play a Shred Freak turn 2 and a swamp. Alright. See if he chooses to trade here. I kinda hope he doesn't. But I think if he doesn't, it's gonna be for a very good reason. Maybe he's afraid of some sort of enchantment, or he needs creatures on the battlefield. Or maybe he would just play a blocker to outdo my Shred Freak. Alright. So, what do we do? I think I'm gonna play a Swamp, attack, and then play a Roustabout. The good thing about this hand now is that even though we have drawn into a bit more land than I would like to, we will soon have enough mana to play this thing for the overload cost, which can only be good for us, right? He's having color problems there. He doesn't have a forest. Alright, let's take 2, see what he plays. Whatever it is, we are going to Ogre Spree it. Likely. Ooh, Bloodfray Giant, Jesus. Yeah, let's see what happens first here. He may have the Eyes in the Skies. If he does, that's okay. he will get to block here. Yep. He got to block the Shred Freak and maybe chump the Roustabout. Not willing to go the distance here just to save a Shred Freak that would very likely be obsolete soon anyway, so I'm just gonna play Bloodfray Giant. Sadly, our Street Spasm does not hit flyers, which means that his bird token is safe, but he's still having mana problems. Alright, not anymore. I mean, he still doesn't have all of his colors. This thing can prove annoying in the long run, but right now I'm not that afraid of it, especially because if he wants to... I mean, first because my guys cannot block. Second because if he wants to start using it, he'll be wasting his turn, so it's okay. So next turn, I cannot attack with my Bloodfray Giant, sadly. He will probably bash me for 3 here, then take 2 on the way back. Since, you know, my guy is not really blockable at this point, since I can regenerate it. Alright, did not play anything else. Well, I think it's kinda time for us to stop drawing lands here. I guess we will see what happens. So next turn our Street Spasm for 2 is live. Let's hope he plays like 2 creatures with 2 toughness this turn. That would be awesome for us. I even would be okay with him playing something like an Azara's Arrestor and again detaining my guy, because that would be good value for me. Alright, he did not play anything before attacking, which is, you know, usual. So let's see what he plays. If he does not play a couple tiny guys and instead plays a big guy, then we get the Ogre Spree at the end of turn here too. Alright, Doorkeeper. Doorkeeper is actually okay, I guess. Man, Moreland, come on. So we get to bash with both here. He'll block the Roustabout probably, but I still think it's okay for me to attack here, since, you know, my guy cannot block, and if he had some sort of stuff that he wanted to do with my Bloodfray Giant, like block and do some combat trick or something like that, then that would be okay. I mean, I would still get to deal 2 damage to his face. I mean, not that I would let him do that because, you know, I have Ogre Spree, but so for us, the best thing he could ever do here is again play a bunch of small guys, because this way we would be able to just Ogre Spree his guy at the end of his turn and then Street Spasm his entire board during our turn. So has a lot of mana, has 3 cards in hand. Alright, Stealer of Secrets. What else have you got? Nothing? Sure. So I guess I'm willing to do that, right? Let's cast this with Overload already. Destroying his Stealer and his Skin and Apparition if he lets us. And then during my turn I get to Ogre Spree his Doorkeeper. Let's hope he doesn't have a counter spell or something like that. Alright, he did not. So let's Ogre Spree this guy. And bash with both. Alright, he just conceded. Awesome. See you in the finals.